what are the benefits of having multiple screens? Now, here in my mixing and Dolby Atmos studio, I have my main laptop screen. I've then got a second screen, got a third screen, and then I've got a screen up there. Now, this screen up the top, this duplicates this screen. So anything I have on this screen duplicates up the top. And that's just for when I'm mixing films, when I'm doing Dolby Atmos for film. I have the screen there for my film, and then duplicate that up there. This screen here is mainly my analyzers, my video, anything that I need to see just quickly on the fly. This screen here, this is my plugin window. So basically, if I just quickly switch to a plugin, what I do is I have all my plugins load over here. So then if I open a plugin, it opens here. If I open another plugin, everything opens there. So then I do all my hands-on control here, and then my plugin loads up there. As you can see, for me, I need lots of windows, lots of screens, because, and it's all about workflow and ease, and anything that speeds up the workflow is worth its weight in gold. So basically, I will have these screens so that I can have specific things on the screen. Now, if, for instance, I flick to one of the larger plugins, and if, I don't know if you can see that, but that plugin now is filling up the majority of that screen. Now, that is my edit window, so that's where I'm sitting doing my editing and working. So I don't need plugins loading up over the top of it. Now, if I switch to a smaller plugin, it's still filling up some of that window. So that's why I have plugins just show up there. Also, as well, is when I'm working with this channel, and I'm using all these pots for the plugin control, it's right in front of me. It's right there. So it's the main thing with multiple displays is it's all about the workflow. It's all about having something that you can just go, right, I don't want that impeding the vision of what I'm looking at here, so I'm just going to drag that, put that over there. Things like when I'm sending emails, so I can have the emails up on one screen, and then I can have what I'm working on another screen, and I can just glance at the emails, kind of things like that. What else is it's things like another good one is when I'm referencing to an email for edits to a mix, I don't have to keep tabbing between the Pro Tools session and the email. I can literally put the email on this screen, just have the email up, and then just literally look at it and do the edits, and I don't have to tab at all. So it is massively all to do with workflow. I mean, so much so that, you know, I've got my phone, for instance, you know, I've got a screen, and then I've got a screen on the inside, and that is all to do with workflow. It's so that I can work on a larger screen and have multiple pieces of I put emails here and calculator there when I'm working out a quote on my phone, things like that. So for me, multiple screens is something that's essential for business and for music mixing, and it is just because of workflow. And you don't necessarily you don't have to spend a lot of money on a second screen. I mean, you can pick up a second screen as long as your graphics card allows you to plug another HDMI, or you can do another plug in another screen. You're good to go. Have another one. The main thing I love it for is having the analyzers on a separate screen, so I can always look at analyzers and have analyzers right in front of me ready to use. the I'll tell you what, let me grab one of these screens and I'll show you exactly what it is. I've got one in the mastering room that we use for the analyzers, but I'll grab that. So here's a screen we use. I mean, we use this one upright because we use it for analyzers, but you can get yourself a nice stand, and then literally plug a screen like this into your existing setup. I could have that, for instance, on a table here or wherever, on your desk, and then that is literally plug that in via HDMI, DisplayPort, or USB-C. All powers as well. If you've got a Thunderbolt cable, power it all off of the USB-C. Yeah, and then you can basically have a screen that is totally dedicated to a certain task. You'd have a screen that's dedicated totally to your plugins, and just stick that next to your desk, and then it doesn't impede or kind of detract from your main window that you're using to do your plugins on. You just stick that down there. So yeah, basically that's kind of it. I mean, why do I use multiple screens? And it's basically just because of workflow purposes, and pretty much just speeding up my my way that I work, so nothing's in the way, or everything's got its own window, things like that. You know, imagine if I had to mix a movie or something, and all I had was that screen there. You know, the movie would either have to be about this small in the corner, or I'd have to have, I don't know, it come up over the top of what I'm doing, which isn't practical. So having a second screen is massively important. For me, it is. One thing I would say is, don't go any more than 3 screens. 3 screens is enough. If you go up to 4, you can support 4 screens on a Mac, but it's not great. It's not. It's very lackluster. You know, you start to get spikes and all that sort of stuff. So try and stick to, if you're gonna, ideally just go with 1. I've gone with 2 just because I need plug-in window and analyzers and video. But yeah, the one that these screens that are here, you can get them on Amazon. They're really cheap. I think you can basically pick up this whole setup here, with the mount and the screen, for under £200, and it will massively speed up your workflow. If you're a mixing engineer and you're working on 1 screen, this is going to save you a lot of time, like lots and lots of time. So yeah, that's my why I use multiple screens.